Steph.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Bariatric Banter Podcast.
We're back. It's just us this week. No special
Us.
guest this week. You're stuck with just us.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind. It's just the two of us. Just the two of
That was
us.
fun though.
Oh, it was. He was a lovely guest. I hope you guys all really enjoyed that episode. It
Yeah,
was just a delight to have Rob on, and we will, I'm sure, absolutely be having him back.
totally. And I did, for anyone who's interested, I did the 30-minute free call with Rob, and I can tell you, like, honestly, there was no pressure at all, and it was super, super interesting. You just fill out this questionnaire, and so it's like a Google Doc. And if you know your current calories and your current macros, like you put that in. If you don't, that's cool. And you just put in a little bit about like your food, your workout, what your life is like, how much sleep you get, like a health questionnaire. It took me, I don't know, 2 minutes, maybe five, maybe. And then I had my call with him within like 2 days. And it was super interesting. So, and I would recommend if you want like somebody to just give you a little bit of free advice. Honestly, like I said, no, there was no pressure. It was just a really good half-hour chat. So and he said to her, like, it's honest to God free. So if you're interested in getting a little bit of like, am I doing the right things? Or I have no idea what my calories should be, highly recommend you book the free 30 minutes with Rob. It was great.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I definitely think I want to try it. I love that there's no pressure. I think that that's great. I love that idea. He was just really nice and fun to talk to. So
Yeah, super down to earth.
I want to have him back because it's enjoyable.
I agree, and I think there could be a lot more to chat about with him, and he didn't even bring up his program once when I talked to him for the 30 minutes. So when I say no pressure, like, legit no pressure. But yeah, it was just really good to get, like, a second set of eyes because we always talk about not knowing if we're sitting in the right calorie bracket or if our macros are right because we don't have that guidance from our program, and so it was just nice to have, like I said, another set of eyes kind of validate where I am and that I am at the right spot and have that discussion. So it was super helpful. But yeah, super nice guy.
I love that. I love it. Yeah, so we'll try to have more guests on. I think it's just fun. It's just nice to have additional people come and share their perspective. It was nice to have a man share his perspective. I think it's a
Mhm.
very underrated group of bariatric people. I think it's still potentially even more shunned for them to do this, to be honest, than women. So it is nice to be able to have that perspective.
Yeah, and different opinions because like you and I have our own opinions on things, and it's nice to have another person come in with their view and their opinion. Like you said, especially a male. Like, how has the experience been different from him? How has his I can't talk today. Have his side effects been different? Has he struggled with different things? Like, it's just always nice to hear different people's thoughts, experiences, and perspectives on things. Um, and I think we can definitely talk to him again. I think we might do some more podcast stuff with him on his side too. So stay tuned for sure.
Perfect. I love it. Let's dive in. This week, we just have a lot of bariatric fun stuff to talk about. Like always, we're just here to banter and talk about life as bariatric patients and what's been going on. It's been a busy week because, for those who don't know, there was this big conference going on in the United States called Expo West. Check it out on Instagram. We'll try to post it on ours, but we've been getting a lot of comments from people and sharing. But it's basically like a giant convention of, I want to say health food, but also just like new consumer food that happens
Like
in
a
LA
product,
every
a
year.
product.
Expo of food specifically. And obviously this year, which should be no surprise, protein is full front center stage in everything that's going on. And it's been kind of cool to follow the creators who are there and see all the new things they're trying. I think I've seen oat milk leather, which I think is
So
being
weird.
marketed for hikers, but like you've all seen fruit leather,
Yeah,
dehydrated fruit leather.
it's so
Someone found a
weird.
way to, yeah, they dehydrated oat milk. And
Like, even like,
eating it
what?
raw, and he's like, "It tastes like caramel taffy," but it's so that you could put it in a smoothie and shake it up or take it camping and rehydrate it, and I was like, "Oh, that's actually kinda cool,
Like,
though."
makes you think, like wonder, like, who comes up with this stuff? Like, who's sitting there one day being like, I wonder if I could dehydrate this. Like, how does that thought process happen? And I just picture all these people sitting around looking at like what we'll call normal or everyday products. I wonder how I can mess with this because I would never think of
Right? And, like, full disclosure, Steph, I absolutely need to go to this conference because
that. Hannah's going
it's
on a
I
trip
think there's
next year,
something like
guys.
I'm gonna crowdsource funding my $5,000 ticket to go to this and then
She's
flight
like,
to
"You should go." I was like, "Yeah, it looks cool." And then she's like, "It's $5,000 a ticket." And I was like, "Well, you have fun here.
and that's
You go."
US.
Yeah,
But there's something like 5,000 vendors there, like,
it's
it's
crazy.
crazy, but I saw okay, so some of the things that I just rapidly saw online because I made a list to be like, "I have to talk to Steph about some of these, they sound cool." An egg white potato chip, which is
See, I
interesting.
oh, can't. Yeah.
See, now I've tried the
They're
chicken skin potato chips, and they're
okay.
disgusting, and I
I
cannot
agree. Nope.
but this one looked interesting
I
because it
tried
was
the
like,
egg white wraps and I can't. Nope, nope. So I feel
well,
like the chips,
okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, so that's the thing, like, we could try these things, right, and report back to the podcast about them, like okay, so dates. Dates were everywhere at Expo
Yeah.
West this year, and that makes my heart so happy
You
because
love the
you
date.
can buy dates at, like, the Longos and Sobeys now. True Date, that brand that I love so much that makes the Coca-Cola flavored dates. So apparently there's like 15 new brands and all they do is sell super flavored dates. Like this 2026, guys, is going to be the year of
That
good
is the year.
poops and dates.
Love it.
Like
Love it.
I like dates as a treat. Like, I think, yes,
I
there's
don't
natural
mind
sugar in
them.
it, but we've always said we don't consider fruit sugar.
No, I don't
Like, we're
count that.
not gonna limit that. We're not gonna eat 17 bananas in a day, but I'm not gonna be like, an apple has more than 10 grams of natural sugar. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat the apple. So I think dates make a good treat. They're sticky, they're sweet. I like that. So, like, dates are all the rage right now at Expo West.
So it's like dates are gonna be like the cottage cheese of 2026?
Yes, but then the other biggest trend that's being reported is the low sugar, no sugar movement. And I was like, it's about time. A
Mm.
huge amount of vendors apparently had no sugar, low sugar options.
See, this is where I wonder, and I look for low sugar, no sugar only because we can only have so much, but we were just talking about, like, health and diseases and stuff. I would be c This is where, like, so Devin doesn't listen to our podcast, I can talk about him, it's fine. Devin is very anti-artificial sweetener,
I am too.
because he's had some health issues in his family, and there's some correlation starting between that. So then we at one of my family gatherings a while like, this was a long time ago, we got on the debate of no fat, low fat, and no sugar, low sugar. And the
Hmm.
debate of what's worse for you, having the sugar and the fat or having the, we'll say, chemical products that are replacing the sugar and the fat to make it taste good. So I'd be curious with that, what are they using
They are.
in those products? That's what I would be
So
curious.
this person that I follow, they said the same thing. They
Yeah.
said of the products they tasted, the ones that used sweeteners,
Yeah.
immediately you could tell, and it was
They have a
disgusting.
taste.
Yeah. He said the ones who chose monk fruit or natural
See, I
fruit,
can't do monk fruit.
he said tasted better. But I agree with you that I think there is, and that's why like going to this would be fun. I'm not saying that all these products are going to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
good because we've all
totally.
been duped by bad marketing,
God, yeah.
like good marketing and really bad products.
Yeah.
I am happy people are trying, and I think it's only because of the rise of GLP-1s that people are trying
Mhm.
protein and low sugar, no sugar, but to your point, yeah, the so we had this argument via text the other day, you, me, and Cass, where I said, "I just tried sugar-free A&W root beer, and it was the worst thing I've ever had in my life." And
I
you were
love
like,
it.
"What are you
It's
talking about?"
my favorite.
I love it.
Yep, love it.
And, like, we're
Cool.
split on it. I said I couldn't do the artificial taste. I couldn't get over the weird lingering taste.
Your
I
taste.
think Cass was in the category if she didn't like A&W either, but we liked a different brand and you did like, so, like, here's the thing, like, it's all gonna come
You're
down to your taste,
totally, totally.
and this is where, like, clean, simple eat protein comes in, where I cannot do it, but I do think genuinely you'd like it, but I
Yeah,
literally
because and, like, that's
hate
it,
it.
like, I have a crazy sweet tooth, you don't, right? So there's gonna be things that you love, like, you love the dates with the chocolate and whatever. I don't
God,
mind
it's
them.
so
Yeah, and I don't mind them, but they don't give me the same satisfaction that they give you, we'll say. Because, yeah, everyone's gonna have different tastes, and, like, monk fruit, I like the taste of it, but I don't know if I'm allergic to it or something. My throat hurts whenever I have monk fruit.
yeah,
So I
I get
think I don't know if it's, yeah, a reaction, but I like the taste of it. But yeah, like
that.
different things are gonna sit different with people. They're gonna look different. Like I friggin' love A&W sugar-free root beer, but
I
it's really
can't do
sweet.
it,
It is
and
really sweet.
that's so fun.
Yeah.
It's oh god, dude, I couldn't. But, like, that's the thing, we're different people,
Yeah.
and I think what I would rather have that I don't think like, I think what people are trying to do is you remember and I don't mean to call it a movement, but the vegetarian, vegan movement from a
Yeah.
few years ago,
It was huge.
and
Yeah.
the whole notion was we have to recreate meat vegan.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember saying back then, "Well, why? If I'm a vegan, I'm not craving chicken, like, just give me a
Yeah.
really good vegan dish." But everybody tried to come out and say, "We've made the best vegan burger, it even
Yeah.
bleeds like sure. We made the best fried chicken." And people were saying like, "But it's not. It's not fried chicken. Stop trying to make that a thing."
Yeah.
I feel the same with this low sugar movement. I'm not saying I want this to taste exactly like a full sugar Coca-Cola. Like, just give me a lower sugar version of it, and that could literally be, we made you Coca-Cola and cut the sugar count in half. It's
Yeah.
not gonna make it taste
Not gonna
exactly
taste
the
the
same,
same. Yeah.
but that's okay. Just like, rather make if I were to make brownies, for example,
Yeah.
I'd rather cut the sugar or use applesauce or substitute honey, like, I'm still using real sweetener. I don't go buy monk fruit. I don't go buy Splenda. I don't buy artificial sweetener because it's weird and tastes gross.
I'm a Splenda girl.
Oh, I can't. I'd rather just make a lower sugar version of the same meal.
I'm not gonna lie, I just make the regular brownies and have a small piece.
Well, see, there's that too, like that too. But like when I
Yeah.
want like if
Yeah,
I want a drink or I want something, like
totally.
I like there's an option. Like I love
Exactly.
sugar Gatorade. I love that that's an option
Yeah.
because a
It's
Gatorade has a ludicrous amount of
oh
sugar
my
in it.
gosh, it's worse than pop.
No, I
It's worse
so
than pop.
okay, I had norovirus this weekend. It was the worst, and I sent my dad to get me Gatorade, and I was like, "Just buy Gatorade." My mom's
Mhm.
like, "You didn't tell him to get no sugar," and I said, "That man would be walking around the grocery store
So
for hours."
confused.
I said, "Just buy me any color but red of Gatorade," and then we joked about how he'd probably come back with red, and then my mom went on to be like, "He's gonna come back with a pack of eggs," and be like, "This is what you wanted, right?" So I just said, "Get me Gatorade, not red," because I knew he wouldn't find the sugar-free and it would get confusing. There's like 43 grams of sugar in
Oh, yeah.
A
Yeah.
Gatorade.
One of my they were selling at the school, dances last year. We have, like, a bake sale that we put on as part of a fundraiser, and okay, cool, and then they were selling drinks, and so we had water and stuff, and they ended up getting Gatorade, and I remember coming to volunteer at the bake sale, and I opened up the cooler and saw juice boxes, water, and all this Gatorade, and I was just like, "My god." And then one mom was like, "What?" I'm like, "We're giving them Gatorade?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, it's Gatorade." And I said to her, "Did you look at the like, have you ever looked at the sugar on this?" She was like, "No, it's just Gatorade." And then when I pointed it out, I was like, "You giving one of these kids one of these jumbo Gatorades is like giving them 2 or 3 pops, and we're gonna pump the kids full of Gatorade and then put them in a gym together for 2 hours. Have fun. Enjoy. Best of luck to all of you." And the one mom I remember, like, was shocked. She's like, "I take Gatorade to my kids' sports and stuff all the time." And I was like, "That's cool, but" and she had no idea. She's like, "But I literally didn't know." And I was like, "It's more than a can of pop. It's insane.
It's insane.
It's insane."
Now, I did just mix it with water to kinda dilute it, but also I, at that point, needed some sugar. I was severely dehydrated, so that's why I made the decision to just be like, "I don't care, just get me a Gatorade." However, like, playing sports or like, I'm not losing that much sugar in my stream that I eat that much. So I do like, there are instances where I do genuinely need a no sugar option
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I can't when it comes to drinking, I do not
No,
want to drink my sugar. I
no,
don't.
me neither.
With the rare exception of when you are critically ill or
Yeah,
you need a little pick me up, then having some orange juice, for example, is really
yeah,
good when blood sugar's
no, I'd
low
rather eat my
or you're
sugar.
feeling like it is.
Yeah, I'd rather
But
have a
I don't
cookie or a
need
scone or a brownie or
don't
something
need
than drink
that.
a yeah, yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's
So
insane.
I agree with you on your comment on, like, artificial versus
Yeah,
not. Some of the other cool things there was there's a Norwegian bone broth company that made an appearance that's apparently doing, like, bone broth, but with, like, really good added vitamins, so you can get it with, like, B1, B12, and they give it to, like, their I guess they sponsored, and this is funny because 'cause they're Norwegian, the US bobsled team, they're a sponsor of them, which is really funny, but it has protein, collagen, and if I remember from the article, vitamins added in, and I guess it was, like, a very popular thing because they had, like, ginger and mushroom and all the
yeah,
flavors you expect, but I guess that's the new thing, right? We're taking bone broth even further
sure.
to be more like
I
a
get
supplemental drink,
I love
which
bone
is
broth.
interesting. A protein iced coffee made a huge impact there that was basically like 20 grams of protein and 2 shots of espresso, and it's only 120 calories, which is interesting because I still feel like nobody's nailing a canned iced coffee. No offense to that one brand we have here. What is it? Two Bears or something like that?
I
It's
think
not good.
the closest to that you can get is those Bruce, because I just
But
looked at them again the other day. I don't like them.
no, they're
They're
watery.
they're watery. They're 120 calories, and
Yeah.
I think it was 20 or 30 grams of protein, but I don't like them. I think they're, like, the best in terms of
They're the
calories to
best of
protein. They're the best
what
ratio. Yeah, but I remember I think I tried 3 different flavors of them. They're also a little pricey
they're
for the size because 'cause they're smaller than,
they're
like, a Fairlife
watery
or
as
whatever.
hell.
They are watery. Yeah,
They're
not good,
watery.
not good.
The brand we can get here, maybe you can get it in America too, I don't know. It's called Two
I've
Bears,
never
and there's
seen
one bear on the logo, so that's already confusing. They do make a protein latte. I think if you saw a picture of it, you'd go, "Oh, I know what you're talking about." Because you can get it on well.ca, you can get it at the grocery store. Every time I've tried it, because
Yeah,
every now and then I forget that I've tried it, it is the most disgusting thing I've ever had.
weird.
And the reviews are really, really bad for their protein specific, like, canned lattes. So, I don't know if it's just that you can't can these things,
Yeah.
which I don't which I'm already gonna disagree with myself because I've seen in America, you guys do have canned
Yeah, they
protein
do,
drinks
for
well, you
sure.
guys love because
Yep.
your Costco's better than ours.
Yep. Yep. You're
Because
not
I've seen
wrong.
that you have canned protein,
Definitely, seen them in the store, yeah.
which we don't have. Yeah, you
Cool.
guys have Joy Burst and some other ones that we don't have, but yeah, anyway, that's what was popular. There was an iced protein. So we're gonna start a crowdfunding effort to get Hannah to
Right?
Expo West next year. I'll meet up with any of our lovely listeners in LA, but I am gonna seriously consider going. I'm gonna see if there's some sort of work conference maybe around the same time, and I
Fit in
could
together.
travel into that work conference and then go over to it, but I really do think it would be worth going to. I wonder if we have something similar in Canada. Maybe I should look if we have some sort of
Yeah,
expo
I've never looked to even look
because
at
it's kind of cool to
that. It is
see
cool.
all the new options, all the things. I think what would be most disappointing is how many of them are not global yet.
I was gonna say, again, you go, you're gonna fall in love with all the products and then realize you can't get
No.
them in Canada.
Maybe it would spur you and I on to just start our own brand of
Oh boy.
protein stuff in Canada. I would love to see more people do more Canadian stuff here.
Yeah,
I would
I
love to
agree.
see it.
We are definitely limited. I mean, and there's pros and
We're
cons,
left.
right? Like, I had this debate. I was at a retreat on the weekend and I was talking to somebody about it because we're talking about surgery. I hadn't seen them in a while and stuff. And then we had a really interesting debate about this kind of stuff because I forget what I had with me. I think I had protein shakes with me to add to coffee. And so we got on the topic of like protein products and all of this kind of stuff. And we had a really interesting debate about protein products versus whole food and, like, getting protein from those types of things versus eating an extra serving of chicken. Like, it was just a really interesting conversation about where that industry is headed, and because she was curious, she's like, "How much of your protein do you get from, like, protein chips and protein powders and protein shakes and all of that kind of stuff?" And it was a really interesting conversation to hear from somebody who is not in that space and who also eats normally, so to speak, like, she doesn't pay attention to calories or that, like, she and so, yeah, it was a really interesting conversation because I said to him, like, "I'll be honest," I said to her, "I don't eat a lot of protein products only because from a budgetary perspective, they're typically more expensive, and so just for our family situation and having kids and it not just being me eating food in the house," I said, "I personally don't. But I said, "There's a lot of good products out there." I said, "I think there's some where they're getting a little carried away or they are, like, super overly processed." But I think it's an interesting, like you said, to see what people are thinking of and to see where can
Yep.
we increase the protein and still make it taste good and still make it healthy, and where are we missing opportunities to take advantage of some of these? And I'm sure there's somewhere you're gonna see them and be like, "That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of." But it's really cool to see where people's minds are going and the shift in these products and how some people are thinking of adding protein to things. It's
Yeah,
really
I think it also means that we have to be a little bit more aware of what we're looking at too. So
Totally.
let's put our filter on of like what is considered high protein, what is good protein. The rule of thumb is add a 0 to the protein and it should be ideally less than the calories, at a minimum equal to the calories. So if it's 20 grams of protein, add a 0, the calories need to be less than 200 and that's considered good. Because there is a lot of people there are going to be a lot of people trying to milk the GLP-1 audience right now and
Oh,
come out with
oh,
all
yeah.
these high protein things. And it's like, is the protein in the room with us? Because it's not. I saw a recipe on Instagram, high protein salad. There's no meat in it, which like, but again, people were like, is protein in the room with us? Because girl,
Right?
this only like this has 10 grams of protein and it's like 400 calories.
Calories.
That is
Or,
not
like, just
protein.
because it says protein added, people right away are like, "Oh, this must be great." Well, how much is added? 5 grams? Because really, no, definitely not. So, yeah, it was a really cool, interesting conversation, and then just saying, like, with this expo and stuff, just seeing where things are headed and where people's minds are at and what they're thinking of, and yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting.
Speaking of where things are headed, which this is good segue into what we were chatting about on Instagram. There is seems to be a new rise of protein shakes coming in hot and heavy. I think I sent 3 back-to-back posts this week about, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit." The first one was Prime, which I used to be obsessed with Prime
Yeah.
last year. I couldn't get enough of the sugar-free Prime until I realized, like, it was causing a lot of heart palpitation,
Yes.
and I had to start Googling, "What the fuck is in this?"
None.
'Cause I thought it was an electrolyte drink. It's not. I shouldn't have been it had so much additive and other stuff, but I digress. Prime last month announced that they now have protein shakes, and it looks like we're getting them in Canada, I believe, at Costco. So this is interesting. I have the stats pulled up because if these are good, they will actually be the highest protein shake we can get on the market. So they are gonna have 32 grams of protein.
Wonder what they're gonna cost.
I wonder the cost too. So they're going to be 32 grams of protein, 150 calories. So far, so good. 2 grams of sugar.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to have vitamin D, calcium, a little bit of iron, potassium, and vitamin A. Like a whack ton of vitamin A, by the way,
Hmm.
20% your daily
Wow,
vitamin A, which is pretty impressive.
that's a lot.
I'm impressed with the calcium, 780 milligrams. Like that means I could cut my supplements.
Yeah, that's a
So,
lot.
they call it an ultra filtered milkshake. It is cookies and cream flavored. I'm super, super impressed with the protein to calorie ratio.
Mhm.
I don't like Logan Paul at all, and I really wish any other brand but him had come out with this. Here's the ingredients, because I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna, look at that because it's probably crap." Ultra filtered skim milk, water, natural flavor, salt, cocoa powder, and then the stabilizers, which would be phosphate, potassium, sucrose gum, vitamin A, vitamin D3, sucralose, and then elderberry juice powder.
Hmm.
I knew it would have
Interesting.
some sort of sweetener. I'm not an
Yeah,
idiot. All
yeah.
have sweetener. Sucralose, take it or leave it. I don't like that'll be that'll be the thing for me. Is it gonna be too much sucralose but like Premier and all those have sucralose, so I drink that just fine. The thing is,
Yeah.
this is not meant to be mixed into coffee, right? This is meant to be drunk on
Just
its own, so
yeah,
will it taste
good.
good or not? I don't know. Early pricing
Yeah,
has a 25.49.
okay. Interesting.
It's not terrible.
No. Hmm.
So
Yeah, that could be
it's at
interesting.
I don't know what the cost is at Costco. It's an 18 pack at Costco because that's what they always do. Okay,
Yeah,
39.99,
for an 18 pack. So that's comparable to Alani.
which is not bad.
More than Premier.
So a
Premier
few
47, 48. Yeah,
39.99 for 18 is that bad.
oh, that's what a case of 18 Alani protein shakes will cost. Will, get you at Costco.
Some of the comments are they're actually pretty good. They don't taste so bad. They're great with your Ninja Creamy. I hadn't even thought about that.
Mm.
Great idea. Now, apparently
Um,
there's a better flavor and people are are complaining that the better flavor isn't available here. Cookies and cream isn't the best flavor. There's a lot of those people who like to complain. I'm sure he's a seed oil person too, but sucralose and gums, hard pass. And then people were like, there's nothing wrong with, you got to look at the how much is being used, but
Yeah.
like apparently it's decent reviews.
Interesting.
So I would like someone to try it before I go spend $40 on an 18
Agreed.
pack. But the fact that it's at Canada Costco is really impressive for me because I've been looking for some alternatives because I will not buy Fairlife anymore because it's almost $60 and I'm not paying that much
No,
for a
I'm
pro.
on the Costco website right now, so those shakes you're talking about, they're not on the website, but I'm looking, and they do yeah, Fairlife is up to 54.99. And but get this is what I find odd. Premier Protein now has an almond milk version, so a non-dairy version, which is cheaper than the dairy version. Usually it's the other way around. But the almond milk version is 37.99, whereas the regular Premier Proteins are 47.99. I find that interesting because usually when you get into the almond milk, it's more. So that kind of surprises me.
Some people have said they feel like it tastes better than Fairlife, so
Interesting.
maybe this is worth a taste test. Listen, this weekend I will head to Costco, and if it happens to be there, I will buy some and see what it's like. Because worst case, I can sell it to my brother.
There you go.
But
Interesting.
that's one.
Hmm.
There's 2 more. I said there was 3. Let's keep the good times rolling. So there's another drink coming to Costco. This one I'm more interested in. It's and I'm gonna butcher this, guy, so bear with me. Labnosh, a Labnosh shake made in Korea, Labnosh. It's called a Labnosh shake. It's got a ton of Korean on it, and it's a balanced shake in God, Injolmi flavor? I don't know what that, I'm
Whatever that
sorry,
is.
Koreans, I'm sorry. But it's got 20.5 grams of protein and 6.2 grams of fiber. It's way more expensive, as in 37.99 for 14. But a lot of people are like, "The flavor's incredible. This is so good. This tastes so amazing." Like, just crazy reviews, and this comes in pouches that look like, the fruit pouches you can get for
Yeah,
kids?
like the applesauce pouches.
The applesauce pouches, yeah, not the cups, but, like, the pouches with the drinkable little spout top. It comes in packs like that, and it's non-refrigerated. So I
Hmm.
was like, "Oh, this is not what I thought it is. This is not a protein shake, but it's a protein pudding maybe, or a protein snack, or protein something?" So it's a sachet pack. It's 45 grams, which is interesting because 'cause you're getting, like, quite a bit of protein for quite a small little pouch.
Yeah.
So it gives you, yeah, it only has 2 grams of sugar, which is, I don't, and the calories are 178 calories. So again, it's still within that good protein to calorie ratio. And the flavor, which I'm butchering, injeolmi, oh God, I'm sorry, Koreans. But that stands for a Korean roasted soybean flavor, which it does not sound good to me. However, people are raving about this. Like,
Crazy.
really good flavor, really good taste. Apparently very popular in Korea. And like, I love Korean and like Japanese culture and food, and I would absolutely try this and be open to new things. That just dropped at Canadian Costco. And I kind of need to know if anybody's tried it. But I also kind of want to try it because that doesn't need to be refrigerated and I can put in my gym bag
Yeah.
and eat it after a workout.
Right. Interesting.
No one has tried it on this Instagram that I follow though. So I'm like, Imma need one of you guys to tell
Somebody
me.
needs to go and take one for the team and try
This
it.
is good. But it just, like, the protein to calorie ratio and how small it is, like, I kinda love that too, that it's not, because sometimes I find the Premier Protein or the Costco like, it's so much to get through to get all of the protein in.
Yeah,
Like, it's a lot.
I agree. I
So I
agree.
like that this is smaller. So let me know, guys. Have you tried or seen either these, the Prime canned milkshakes or this Korean roasted soybean sippable protein sachets? I will go to Costco this weekend, and if I see them, I'll take one for the team and I'll tell you how they taste.
Yeah.
The final product that I sent you, and you were skeptical of this one, and so am I.
Yeah.
Do you remember which one I sent you? We were
No.
all like, mm-hmm.
Which one?
Sky Pop?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Protein Pop has now entered the market.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how I feel about this either.
Like, I don't know. To me, I feel like that's one where we're going a little too far. Like, let's just have our diet pop and then let me give me my protein shake or give me my protein coffee and let me just drink my diet. Call it a
It's
day.
I can't imagine this tastes good in any way. Like, I
That's what
literally
I feel like it's gonna have a really bad aftertaste and it's just not gonna hit the spot is what I'm thinking.
because most I'm gonna be perfectly blunt here, most sugar-free pop tastes disgusting to me. I don't think Cove or Poppy or Olipop, like, I can't drink a full can. Well, the initial first sip for me is decent, but I can't finish a can of it. Again, we're different in our tastes, but we have a lot of sugar-free. I don't protein and everything, I'm not against, but my issue with this one is the 0 okay, it's 0 sugar,
Yep.
fine, so it's got sweeteners in it. The protein is 10 grams.
So it's not
Oh,
even that much.
for a whole can, calories are 45. It already does not
No.
pass the
See, I would just have my diet pop and then have some chicken or have my protein shake or have some yogurt or like, no, I would pass on that. I just feel like it's not gonna be good.
I
I feel like it's
just
gonna be one of those where they're trying too hard.
I think they are trying too hard because so they were originally called Don't Quit, and they're rebranding as Sky Pop, Protein Pop, and I feel like this is the era for failing brands to just slap some protein in what they offer and come
Yeah,
on
that's what I
back
feel like.
out and
Just
try
because it says
again,
added protein doesn't mean shit, and I feel like we're gonna see a lot of that. A lot of, "Well, let's just throw 5
and
or 10 grams of protein on and call it a protein option." No.
that's where we need to, I think, like, look at it realistically, and then also, like, let's say it did pass the calorie test, right? Let's say for somehow it was 10 calories and
Yeah,
10 grams of protein. It's kinda then asking yourself, "Well, do I really need this, though? Like, is this
right?
really is something I need because I fell in that habit a year even, like, weeks before surgery, and then the year after, I bought everything under the sun that had protein in it because I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna max my protein, and here we go," and I think there's a reason they say, "We want you to get to a point where you hit your protein without ever needing a shake or a bar," and I remember thinking, "No, there's so much available now. I can hit my protein with snacks and chips and cookies and all this shit," and then I got to a point where I was like, it's all starting to taste the same. It actually
Yeah,
doesn't taste as good as I think it does.
no.
And there is, not always, but there is a lot of additives in the really processed protein snacks and shit.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I had this I talked to Rob about this actually when we had our little chat, and I that's where I was talking about that too, and we were saying, like, just have the real version, have a little bit of it, hit your craving, get that craving out of your way, track it, and then just make sure the rest of your stuff is higher protein. Like, make it up elsewhere because a lot of times, like you said, a lot of times they're overly priced. They're full of shit and they don't taste the same. And then so you have them and you still haven't fulfilled that want of whatever it was you were looking for in the first place. So I think we're getting a little carried away with some of it, because I find a lot of them, they just don't taste good. They don't taste good, and then you wasted your money, and then you're like, "I don't even want this anymore," but you paid $12.99 for your little whatever it was, and then you don't like it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing is like they don't now there are some things that I swear by.
There are some that are really good.
The Quest oh my god, no, I've replaced the Quest ones. The pure protein Cheez-It crackers are the best thing I've
See?
ever had.
I don't like those.
Jalapeno, but just like I used to like the Quest Cheez-Its, and then I tried the pure protein Cheez-Its,
Yeah.
like, not their chips,
No,
their
the
new
cheese yeah.
Cheez-It
I don't like them.
spicy oh my god, the spicy Cheez-It is the single best thing I've ever
You
had.
don't
Like, I
find they have an aftertaste?
not at all. I have that's why I like them. To me, there's
See, to me, they
absolutely
do.
see,
Something
this is
about
what's
them gives me an
so
aftertaste.
bizarre. There's no aftertaste to me, and that's why
Isn't
I've
that
replaced
weird?
Quest with them. That's
It's
bizarre
so
as
weird.
hell, but
But
I
I
would
think you
swear
know what?
oh,
I think it could also be, and, like, I don't mean this in a bad way, you eat more of the protein, like, you loved the Quest protein stuff, right? I never got into those, so maybe you're just more
only
used to the protein chips and crackers than I am maybe? I don't know. I
potentially because
remember
I
it had such a weird aftertaste.
no, I loved those. I hate most Quest. Most everything from
Yes.
Quest is
God, their
disgusting.
cookies are so gross.
Legendary makes way better chips. Pure Protein, in my mind, makes the best spicy cheese
Yeah.
cracker history. I love the Legendary donuts. I think they're great, but
Mhm.
Quest has the worst aftertaste. Like, the Quest is just disgusting from
Quest
their
bars
chips.
are the worst things on the planet.
I can't, but also that's why I can't do Barabels and you can do Barabels. I
Yes.
cannot eat Barabels. I think they have the worst aftertaste and they make
So
me
weird.
feel I can't do it. I can't also, I have a problem with how high their calorie count
They
is,
are
but I
really high.
cannot do Barabels. But I feel like this is like a cilantro thing where I
Yeah.
think
You love
some
it
of
or
us
you
just have
yep.
different and they said this, after bariatric
Yeah.
surgery, you will actually have different taste. And you roll your eyes and go, "No, I won't." They said some people won't be able to eat eggs anymore, and I was
Yeah.
like, "How?" Some can't eat carrots. That was a weird one, but they kept mentioning that. But a lot like, some won't be able to tolerate dairy, some won't eat they said, It will be weird, but suddenly you'll be rewired." And that's why they said, "Do not buy anything before surgery because
You
you
don't
will
know.
act out of this and tastes will have changed." And I remember thinking, "How? You're not operating on my tongue or my taste buds."
Yeah.
Like, that seems so dumb to me. I've seen it so prevalently across all of you who've had surgery. Half of you love Bear Bells, half of you can't eat them, they make you sick. Half of you love Quest, half of you see the reviews where people
Yeah.
are like, "What are you talking about? Quest is the best I've ever tasted."
And
And
just
then I will adamantly die on a hill.
yeah,
Quest is
I
disgusting
think
as
so
all
too.
hell.
Even flavors, like, you and I differ so much on flavors too, like, when we talk about pure protein bars or even Built bars, you'll love a flavor, and I'll hate it, and then I'll tell you, "Oh my god, you should buy this flavor, it's amazing," and then you'll try and be like, "That's the most disgusting thing I've ever had." It's so different for everybody, and your body just processes things differently than number 1, than it used to, and number 2, than the next person you're talking to. So, yeah, what works for one person, like, definitely try things, but what works for one person is not gonna work for the next person, and what one person loves, the other person is gonna hate, and, like, I can't eat lamb anymore. We always ate lamb at Easter, and
Never
special
never did
occasions.
it.
Oh, I love it, but
Bleh.
now I can't sorry, I should say I loved it. It still doesn't it tastes okay to me. Lamb is one of those things too, like, you have to make it a certain I will say my mom is very good at making but my body doesn't like it anymore, and I it doesn't taste the same to me. Like, she'll make it exactly the same, and I will swear someone else made it, but my body just doesn't like it anymore. It doesn't sit well, it gets upset the minute I eat it, and it's funny because, yeah, it
I
wasn't
can't
something that I ate often, but and my body just, "Nope, not
but it's
anymore."
gone.
Yeah.
I can't do ice cream, and, like, that has killed me because I have tried it on
You
numerous
can't do pizza
occasions.
either, right?
I can't do pizza. I can't. It makes me horrifically ill. And again, I was very, very sick over the weekend. And like, it was just so bad how sick I was. And my mom felt really bad and thought that maybe it was her cooking. And I said, it wasn't your cooking. What I suspect it was like, it ended up being full blown noro, but I really think it started with food poisoning. Wanted to get a cheesecake. And I've been really good with my diet. And God bless my dad because I hate him for saying it, but I kind of needed to be pulled out of it. So my mom was like, I want to get a cheesecake. I think it'd be nice for us to have some. I said, you know what? I'll have a little bit of it. It's fine. So she got this new fancy one from a cheese store that we like to go to. And we didn't realize that it just was not good. It was not a baked cheesecake. It was like a no bake cheesecake. And the minute we tried it, I went,
Mm.
"Okay," and she's like, "What?" And I was like, "This is a lot of sour cream." Like, all I can taste is, like,
Ugh,
sour
that's
cream,
gross.
cream cheese, like, it was so runny, and it almost felt like it was like an uncooked cheesecake. It
Yeah,
wasn't. Preface this, it wasn't, but I just remember being like,
this is
"This is
not.
not." And then my dad was like, "You never used to eat things like this after surgery, why are you doing it now?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up." I was so mad, like,
I don't need to hear
but
this.
he was saying it, like, genuinely, he was just
Yeah.
questioning it, he wasn't being a dick, but I was like, "That's exactly what I needed to hear," because he's right. I used to be a lot more on the ball, and, like, I easily was able to say, "Yes, you guys should have a cheesecake," and, "No, I don't want any of it." But against my better judgment, I did have a piece. I had a small piece, but I had a piece. I did not finish my piece because it was weird tasting, and about 6 hours later, I was in a bucket vomiting all night. I genuinely think it was the dairy, fatty richness of the whole thing that kicked this off. Like, I became horrifically ill past that, but I genuinely believe that that was the catalyst to start the whole thing because there are just things I can't eat after surgery, and I keep trying to push that goddamn envelope, and I need
Maybe
to stop.
today, maybe this time, maybe this time. Yeah,
right? Because technically ice cream is full fat dairy and I can't do it. Why would you think you could do a cheesecake?
I can
Cheesecake
do
is bland ice.
I can do a couple bites of ice cream, like, if the girls get ice cream, I can have a couple little spoonfuls, but I know very quickly, once I hit 2 or 3, if I'm done, because otherwise, yeah, I'm in the bathroom real quick. But knock on wood, lamb is the only thing that's really gotten me. But again, things are different for everybody afterwards. And so you just got to find what works for you, whether that's protein products, whether that's regular everyday foods, whether that's fruits, whether that's drinks. You just got to see what works for you and what your body likes best. And it's going to number one be different and then it might even change.
Yep, and it does change. I've never liked lamb, so I can't do lamb. But there's like ground beef is weird for me now. It's kinda hit or miss, like, and I don't crave it, and I don't really want it anymore. I used to, like, notoriously love fish, and now I'm kind of weird about the fish that I want. Salmon's okay, but I'm no longer like, I used to want salmon every
I was
week,
going to
and
say
now I'm
you used
kinda
to like you were salmon crazy for a while.
crazy. And now I'm like, "No, I can't do it. I'm not really feeling it." I'm really into ground chicken, and I never used to be, but I almost prefer that over chicken. Like, I prefer ground chicken in most of my meals now because I find it easier to digest.
I
It
would
doesn't
assume that
sit as
always.
heavy. I can almost pack a little bit more protein in with it than I could a chicken breast.
Yeah.
But it's bizarre. Like, your taste will change, guys. So
Yeah.
we will try things, but this is where it's good for both of us to try them because you have to this is gonna be a Betty or Veronica situation for all
Right?
of you who know what
Totally.
I'm referencing. You're gonna need to find out if you're a Stephanie or a Hannah, and then figure out based on that what our recommendations are because you are gonna be a Steph or you're gonna be a Hannah. You're
Yeah.
gonna be one
Totally.
of us.
And there's no
Steph,
wrong
you
or
said
right.
I no, and we're both good. It's
Yeah.
just, are you more, this is the product that works for you or not? Because just because I say Quest is the most disgusting thing on the human earth, there's gonna be some of you that eat it that genuinely think it's a candy bar and love it.
Devin
So,
loves them. I bought them to
yeah,
try
my
them, and
brother
I took
loves them.
2 bites, and I was like, "This was the biggest waste of money," but I heard people say, "Oh my god, Quest is the best,"
Yeah, sung it.
and so I said to Devin, I'm like, "Can you try this? Because I think it's gross," and he annihilated the box, and he's like, "What are you
Can't do it.
talking about? These are good." I'm, "Okay, cool, good for you, but you couldn't catch me with a Quest bar if you paid me."
No, same with, David. I tried that bar that is all over Instagram that all the Americans can't stop talking about. It was horrible, like cat pee, tasted like cat pee. There was a
Yep,
horrible ammonia taste to that bar,
so
and
weird.
so, nope, but again, pick who you are. Are you Betty or are you Veronica? I don't know which one of us is Betty or Veronica, so I'm gonna put that up in the air, but choose, are you a Steph or are you a Hannah? But we'll continue to recap how we taste these things, but we wanna hear from you, like, have you tasted them?
Yeah,
Do you
what's
guys
your
agree to
go-to?
disagree with us? Do you find that you vary from your bariatric friends? Who likes Bear Bells? Who doesn't like Bear Bells? And there's no right or wrong answer. I personally have a very weird aftertaste with them, but Steph loves them. And then vice versa. I live for these pure protein cheese crackers, but for her, there's a weird aftertaste. So let's hear from you guys. Have you tried these products? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Have you found this weird new sensation of what you can eat after versus what you don't like anymore? We want to hear from you. Have you ever pushed the envelope with high fat dairy and then found yourself vomiting at 2 a.m. at your parents' house in your
Probably
30s?
not.
Share that story and make me feel better. But we'll continue to try things because it's fun for us to go and find these things and try them and tell you guys what we think. I am going to catch up on the gym classes. I just, again, have been wicked sick, but I've tried Aqua Bootcamp. I've tried spin. I've tried dance. Wait till I recap you on dance.
Yeah.
And I tried one more that I can't remember, but I am making my way through that list, guys, of Movati classes. This week, I'm going to try a restorative yoga. I'm going to go back to Aqua Boot Camp because I really like it, but I'll start posting on
I have to say,
Instagram.
I love the Aquafit because
It's
I
so
know, like,
fun.
I've been going to Aquafit for ages, and so many people are like, "It's not even a workout. You can't call that exercise. That's not." And I always argue with them, and nobody ever, people who haven't done it, ever believe me. Everybody always brushes it off and says, "No, you can't count that. That's not real exercise." And then you do it. And then I love when people come back and they're like, "Okay, so I did Aquafit and everything hurts." I'm like, "See? I love when people try the things and then love it. Makes me so happy.
Yes.
I love it."
Aqua Boot Camp kicked my rear friggin'
Yeah,
end.
I
So,
love it.
and dance was so hard, and I went through a water bottle and a half in a
Yeah,
45-minute class, and I literally had to turn around to my friend and be like, "I think I'm dying. I
right?
cannot do this
Yeah.
anymore."
It's like I do
'Cause
Zumba every Tuesday and
no
people
break,
laugh at me. And I'm like,
no
man,
Zumba
it
part.
is such a good cardio workout.
Zumba's on my list. I'm gonna try that too,
Love
but,
it.
like, 42 classes, guys. I am committed to trying them and telling you how they go, and I wanna, like, hopefully help some of you who are maybe scared to try them or feel intimidated by the gym. I'm gonna try to hopefully break down that it's okay to be uncomfortable. The
Totally.
dance class is gonna be a great example of that because they don't teach you the choreography, and you're just in there, and I looked like a flailing fucking idiot for 45 minutes, but
But
at
you did it.
the halfway point, I didn't care. I was just like,
Yeah.
I got my hands up in the air. Like, I'm like, I look dumb and I don't
Yeah.
care.
Somebody
And
said that to
no,
me the other day. They're like, "How do you go to Zumba?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Well, I would look like such an idiot." I'm like, "So? Nobody gives
so
a shit." I'm like, "You do your thing. And if you can't do the move, you just do something else." And I said, "Honest to God, we spend so much time just laughing."
yes.
And there's Zumba routines that we've been doing for weeks that people still can't do. And then all of a sudden she'll be like, "Okay, we're doing a new one tonight." And we all just kind of laugh and go, "Okay, here we go." But it's
Yep.
such a good like the amount of huffing and puffing I do in that hour and the amount of like bent over like but it's
Okay. I'm
so
gonna
fun. It's so fun.
the next time you're in Kitchener, I'm going to drag you to a dance class. You got to come
Yeah.
down for a Friday. We'll have lunch and go to dance because I just need someone else to laugh with in this class and for you to be like, holy shit. And I'll be like, right?
Yeah,
This is
it's so
so
fun.
hard.
It's so fun.
So fun. So yes, guys, I'm going to go through all 42. I haven't done any of the cool ones yet. So I haven't tried drums. I haven't gone to the bungee one yet. They are still on the list and I haven't forgotten. I will recap all of these on social and I'll tell you how fun, how repeatable they are, how beginner
Mhm.
friendly they are, and just try to break down the stigma that the gym is intimidating. It is. I still find myself pulling my shirt over my stomach and looking at who's watching me, but I'm pushing myself to be in the open, not hide in the women's only section, and to learn to make the gym my place.
Love
I'm
it.
here for me. And I hope I can help you guys with that because I struggled with this for years, even after surgery, that I felt
Totally.
like the gym was a scary place. So
Yeah, it is.
that's all coming on social. It's going to be
Love it.
good. We're going to just keep doing what we do, documenting our life.
Love it. Love it.
Love. Okay. Like always, Steph, I really appreciate you joining me for this conversation.
You betcha.
And we will see
You
all
all
you lovely listeners in 2 weeks for our next episode, which will officially be episode 50. We are
right.
2 episodes away after that from our
Good.
one year mark, which is crazy, crazy. So thank you guys for listening and for being the most amazing audience ever. Hello to everybody listening from Canada to the US to I don't know why, but New Zealand. You are just loving us. So
Love it.
love you, New Zealand, would love to come visit. I hear you have less spiders than Australia, so
Perfect.
I'll send Steph to Australia. I'll just keep on going to New Zealand
Dude,
because
I'm not stopping in spider country. I'm coming with you.
good day, hello. But
Yeah.
like, hello to New Zealand, hello to Calgary, hello to Toronto, hello to America. I'm just going through the list of all the cool places. Hello, Sydney, Australia. We have a lot of you. Mexico's on the list. Like, what is up, Mexico? It's, oh, United Kingdom, Barmouth. Happy to see you guys. We've got Boston, Cincinnati. We've got
Love it.
so many cool places, but just thank you. Oh, hello, Doha. We've got Qatar on the map. Hello,
Right?
Germany. It's great to
We're
see people from
international.
there. We've gone global. This is amazing. The Netherlands. We just big shout out to everybody who listens. Finland, south of Africa. Like this is just incredible. We're so happy to have you all here listening. If you're new, start at the first 2 episodes and then listen to whatever you would like from there. But thank you everybody for following along. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Like always, reach out to us on social. We want to chat and hear
Hear
about
about
your
your
life
life? Yep.
and what you want us to talk about. And tell me if you've tried those things from Costco. Bye, everybody.
You showed me that the other day.